A disappointing end to the season for Wimborne Town as they went down 3-0 to Shortwood United here in Gloucestershire. Steve Cuss was able to field the same side that had such a good win over Tiverton on Monday at Cuthbury. So that was Jason Harville in goal, Billy Maybury and Ian Oliver in the middle of the defence, Scott Arnold and Max Brimson at full back, and a midfield of John Blake, Sam Griffin, James Stocco and George Webb, with Matt Kemble and Mark Gamble up front. On the bench we had Liam Donaghy, Jamie Gross and Paul Roast. The home team had quite a bit to play for, because if they had a better result than Swindon today, they would go into the playoffs. And that determination evidenced itself early on, where Shortwood were very much in the ascendancy and went ahead on 12 minutes after a combination of good football from Shortwood and defensive lapses from the Magpies allowed Duncan Cully to walk the ball into the net. However, it looked very much as though the goal should never have been allowed. Vociferous protests about offside from the Wimborne defence, and it was confirmed at half-time by the Shortwood supporters that the goal was in fact offside. Nevertheless, 1-0 to Shortwood, and they doubled that advantage just 13 minutes later on 25 minutes, and the same man, Duncan Cully, with a 20-yard shot that went in at Jason's left-hand post. After that, it was a very even first half. Wimborne had quite a lot of possession. James Stocco played well in midfield, but they didn't really threaten the Shortwood goal, apart from a couple of efforts that went over the top from Matt Kemble. 2-0 at half-time then. At the start of the second half, Liam Donaghy came on for skipper Scott Arnold, who was clearly carrying an injury. Ian Oliver volleyed over from a corner on 48 minutes, but then the clinching goal came 5 minutes later. Kevin Slack got the ball on the corner of the penalty area on the left-hand side. Defender slipped and his left foot shot into the net to make it 3-0. 2 minutes later, John Blake went off and Jamie Gross came on. And then Mark Gamble had a chance to bring it back to 3-1, but his first touch was just a little bit too strong, and the goalkeeper gathered and gave Mark a bit of a knock for his troubles. And on 81 minutes, Matt Kemble hit the post when really it looked easier to score. A good move from Wimborne left him free in front of goal with the keeper grounded, but Matt could only find the post, and it went behind for a goal kick. As in the first half, once Wimborne went down to 3-0 down, they actually looked just as good as their hosts. And we played some good football, but without ever pulling any sort of save from the home keeper. So that's it for the season. We end up with exactly the same points as last season, 55, and with a marginally better goal difference. Budget cuts in January meant Steve Cuss had to struggle with a reduced squad for the last 3 or 4 months. But one good thing about that was we got to see a few of the youngsters from the reserve team, and a few of them just looked very promising indeed. So it's the presentation evening on May the 9th, and you're very welcome to join us there in the clubhouse. But apart from that, we'll see you again next season.